Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So, students, we are at this step. Like we will do the time scaling property. What is the time scaling property? Time scaling property explain this thing. If we scale the time domain, okay, means either we will compress the time signal or we will expand the time signal. Okay, what will be happen in the frequency domain? We will discuss this thing in the time scaling property. Means if we will do the time compression in the time domain, the frequency expansion will be occur in the frequency domain. And similarly, if we are doing the time expansion or the time compression in the time domain, and what will be the effect in the frequency domain? Frequency domain is opposite. Means if we are doing the time compression, frequency domain expand. Okay, and if we will do a like a time compression, frequency expand. If we will expand the time domain, frequency domain will be a compressed. This is the meaning of this property. Okay, so we have done the proof of this property. Means x omega, this is the standard formula of the Fourier transform. Okay, then we will find out the Fourier transformation of the xat. This is the xt. We will find out the Fourier transformation of the xat. Okay, so instead of the xt we will write down the xat. Then to solve this Fourier transformation of this signal, we will put at is equal to y. Okay, we have put at is equal to y here. Then dt is equal to dy upon a. By using this property, we will put these values in above equation. Okay, so when we are putting these values in the above equation, we will find out x y e to the raised to minus j omega upon a y dy upon a. Okay, so we will write down the 1 by a is common. And if we are comparing these two equations, okay, we will write down, this is the Fourier transformation of this signal, is the Fourier transformation of, like we will write down it as the, this is the 1 by a x j omega, oh sorry, omega upon a. Okay, so this is the Fourier transformation of the x omega upon a. Okay, so this one is the Fourier transformation of this thing. Okay, so now we will consider the two cases. Okay, case first we will consider the positive value of a. Case second we will consider the negative values of a. Okay, so as I am showing on your screen, I have taken the first a is the positive real constant. Then it is value is the 1 by a, this thing x j omega upon a. If I am taking, like a is the negative real constant, if I am taking the negative values of a, so this is the minus 1 by a x omega upon a. So combining the first case and the second case, we will conclude that Fourier transformation of the xat is equal to the 1 upon mod a x omega a, like this one. Means mod, if we are taking the negative values, case is different. If we are taking negative values, like case is different. So this is the first property of the Fourier transformation. Kindly answer me this poll, beta. Means what is time scaling property does? Time compression result in spectral expansion. Means if we are doing the time compression, result in the spectral expansion. Second is the time expansion result in the spectral compression. Third is the both A and B, and fourth one is the none of the above. Okay, but I am ending this code. So second property is the linearity property. It states that the linear combination of inputs get transformed into the linear combination of their Fourier transformation. Means this meaning that if we are having a signal x1t plus x2t, this linear combination in the time domain, okay, if we are having the linear combinations of inputs in the time domain, this is the linear combination of the input. ये क्या है मेरे पास? This is the linear combination of input, okay, in time domain. ये किसमें है? In the time domain, okay. What will be happen if I am finding the Fourier transformation of this signal? Means we are having a signal x1t plus x2t. This signal I am having in the time domain. What will be happen in the frequency domain? We will find out its Fourier transformation. इसकी जो Fourier transformation होगी, that is also a linear combination. Means it is equal to the x1 omega plus x2 omega. This is Fourier transformation is also a linear combination of the x1t plus x2t. Okay, so this is the Fourier transformation. It is the linear combination x1 omega x2 omega. So this is the basically we are having a Fourier transformation. Okay, this is also linear combination. Fourier transformation is also a linear combination. So the proof of this theorem is very easy. In some books it have written like it will take the constant a1 and a2 here. The constant is getting same values here. Okay, means if we are applying the a1 constant with the x1t, a2 constant with the x2t, we were getting a1 value same as in the Fourier transformation in the a1 x1 omega, and similarly in the a2 x2 omega. Okay, so the proof of this theorem is very easy. Simply we will put the formula of the standard formula. We will apply the standard formula to the x1t, then to the x2t. We are getting simple results: a1 x1 omega, a2 x2 omega. As you will see that key, like we are having a x1t, x2t, means xt is equal to x1t plus x2t, and we will having a formula x omega is equal to minus infinity to infinity xt e raised to minus j omega t dt. Instead of xt, we will write down the x1t, x2t. So this is the minus infinity to infinity x1t e raised to power j omega t dt plus minus infinity to infinity x2t e raised to j omega t dt. So this is the Fourier transformation of x1 omega. This is the Fourier transformation of the x2 omega. So this is equal to the x1 omega plus x2 omega. Hence proof means the linear combination in the time domain is equal to the linear combination in the frequency domain. This is the linear combination in the frequency domain. Third property, we are having the duality or the symmetry property. This is also a very important property, duality or the symmetry property. Duality and symmetry property. So this property explains that if we are having a xt, its Fourier transformation is the x omega. Okay, then we will write down xt, its Fourier transformation 2 pi x omega is there. So we have to prove this property. Xt Fourier transformation is x omega. Xt transformation is equal to x. Fourier transformation is equal to 2 pi x omega. So this means that t and omega can be interchanged. Means we will change the t and the omega. These are the interchange things in the duality properties. So I will explain you this property with the help of the numerical also. We will prove this property also. How we can say that we can interchange the t and the omega with each others. Okay. So we will do the proof of this property. So first of all, I am talking about the function xt. If I am talking about the function xt, here x is representing shape of signal. ये क्या represent करता है? It is represent shape of signal. Means x क्या represent करता है? Shape of the signal. Means what is the shape of this signal? तो t क्या होता है हमारे पास? T is the variable in time. Okay. ये क्या है मेरे पास? This is the variable in the time domain. Similarly, if I am talking about the x omega, ठीक है? I will talking about the x omega. X क्या represent करता है? Like here I will write down the x omega. X is representing the shape of the spectrum basically. ठीक है? This is the frequency signal. Okay, so this is the represent shape of the, ये किसकी shape को represent करेगा? This is the representing the shape of the frequency spectrum. Okay, means how is your frequency spectrum is looking. Okay, तो f क्या represent कर रहा है? F is representing the variable in the frequency. ये क्या है मेरे पास? This is the variable in frequency, जो frequency को represent करता है basically. T is the, we have taken the t as the variable which is representing the time. F is the variable which is representing the frequency. So these two are the dummy variables. ये दोनों क्या है मेरे पास? ये क्या है मेरे पास कि ये दोनों dummy variables हैं जो t time को represent कर रहा है and f is representing the frequency domain. Or we can say that the omega is representing the frequency domain basically. Okay. So duality property क्या कहती है हमारे पास कि xt जो होगा that must be interchanged by the x omega. Okay, that means the shape of the signal in the time domain and the shape of the spectrum can be interchanged. कि हम इन दोनों के shapes को क्या कर सकते हैं? Interchange कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, shape of the time domain interchange with the shape of the frequency domain. Okay, now I will draw the one diagram. ठीक है, मैं एक diagram draw करूंगा from which I will explain you this duality property. Okay, I will so try to understand this thing from this diagram. Like we are having this signal, this is the rectangular pulse, this is the xt signal. Okay, so this is the time t and we will write down this is tau by 2 minus tau by 2, this is the tau by 2 time domain signal, its amplitude is the 1. Okay, so next thing, if I am drawing the x omega, okay, frequency domain of this signal. Okay, so this is like this one. Here we will write down the omega. This is the x omega. This is the, we are having a rectangular pulse. Its conversion is like this one. Okay. Next, if I will write down the x omega here. Okay. X omega, I will write down the x omega signal here. I will convert this signal into the time domain. Okay. So this here I will take this sin c function here. So it is the omega. This is the minus omega. Okay. So this is the tau. Okay. If I am converting this signal into the time domain signal, we will getting like this signal. This is the xt. This is the 2 pi minus 2 by 2, 2 by 2. It is the t. So we are getting the same kind of signals. Means if this is the time domain signal, we are converting into the frequency domain, and a frequency domain signal converting into the time domain, we are getting the same type of the signals here. Okay. So if I am prove this theorem, we have taken the inverse Fourier transformation. Inverse Fourier transformation is shown below. Means we will apply the inverse Fourier transformation formula here, 1 upon 2 pi minus infinity to infinity